The Wood Shop is sponsored by Chefware Kits, with hundreds of items for wood turners. Alright, welcome back. I'm going to do a cigar case today, and I used a paint chip. I dug through my pile and found a big enough piece to do it. I don't have very many big pieces, but it worked out, and there are 2 design changes on it, and I got an opportunity to use some more of the wood that John sent me. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Out of all the paint chips I have, I only have a few big pieces like this to do stuff like this. Most of it's really small. One of the biggest problems working with this stuff is it chips really easy, so I wrap duct tape around it, so if it does crack, I can use CA glue to glue it back together. Alright, I scuffed up the tubes with some 100 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going to put some CA glue down on them. And I left the duct tape around it to just kind of hold it together. And I want that one to go down in there a little bit. That way it'll help, if the paint did crack at all, it'll help hold it together with the glue too. Alright, sorry about that. I had to shut the camera off. I got a little heated in here. I tested this thing and tested it, and when I put the glue in to push it in, it just stopped right there and froze, and I couldn't get it out. I was trying to pull it out, push it in, it wouldn't go. So, change of plans. I went ahead and cut this off, and I am going to put a piece of that beautiful zebra wood that John sent me. I'm going to put a little ring in there of that because I don't want to make it any shorter than it's supposed to be. The other one went in fine, but I actually need to put this on the lathe and turn it and true this part up first before I put the zebra wood on, because it's not level. It's off a little bit, so I want to do that. So, all right, so I'm going to take it over to the oscillating sander and knock all the corners off to help it from chipping, and then I will be back and we'll put it on the lathe and get them turned, and then I'll turn a little ring for that band right there. Alright, so I just turned down a little spigot there. I don't have the mandrel for this, and I'm just probably not going to make that many of them, so I didn't want to buy it all. Alright, so I'm going to use the skew chisel. I'm going to turn it all the way up to 2000 on this one, and then try and clean up this and get that piece of wood on there. I'm going to bring it down some more, but I want to get that piece of wood on there so that I know exactly what I'm working with, because it's a little hard to see where it's going to go. I think I need to start bringing it down right in here somewhere. All right, let's. I'm going to turn the lid to this first, and then I'll get that on there. Alright, I just put a piece of the zebra wood on, drilled a hole in it, and then glued it on. I'm just going to go ahead and bring that down and then start shaping this a little bit. And I'm just going to use a spindle gouge on the wood there. Alright, and because I don't have the bushings, I need to keep checking and making sure that these are okay. I'm pretty sure they make bushings for this, just like pins, but I wasn't going to be doing a bunch of them, so I didn't want to buy the drill bit and pin or bushings and everything. Alright, so that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and shape it, and I need to bring this one down a little bit more. And I'm just going to use a little fine detail gouge to give it a little bit of the bead look, and then I'll use the scraper to smooth it out. I sanded it up to 600. I taped off the wood here, and then I'm just going to use the mesh pads here and go through those. I really like that. Okay, I'm going to let it dry for 15-20 minutes and then put the gloss on it. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit on a paper towel. Alright, I'm just going to turn the speed up. And then just keep it moving across there. Alright, there we go, and I just put a little bit of oil and wax on the wood, and I'm going to go ahead and work on the top. Alright, I got a piece of zebra wood and got another tube for the top, and I'm just going to turn it down and we'll give it a little bit of a shape. And back up to 2000. Okay, I'm just gonna sand that and then we'll put it together. All right, there we go. And the little kit I got, the little caps, they just press on with your hand. You don't need a pin press or anything. And then it just screws together. I think if I was gonna make another one, I wouldn't use the kit. I think that little coupler in there is just odd looking. I was talking to Craig at Sheffer Kits, telling him what I was doing for my project, and he suggested, I told him I didn't like the coupler, and he suggested just rounding the tops over on the wood, on the ends, which I thought was a great idea. And then for this, make it more like a needle case. Just make this a little bit bigger, so it slid down over here, just like a friction fit, like a box. And I think that would look a lot cleaner than this. So I think I'm just going to buy some more tubes and play around with that. But I wanted to thank Craig. Was at SWAT a couple weeks ago down in Texas, and I just want to thank everybody for all their support for him and the show. He said he had people coming up to the table and mentioning that he supports the show and they really appreciate it. So I want to thank you to everybody. All right, and if you've made any of these, I would love to see them. And if you didn't use the kit too, I would love to see what you came up with. But thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.